Hey guys, this is Camfrey15. I am back at it with another video for you guys. And we are back. Well, this is the first time, well, only the second time I'm talking about this show, but Dr. Stone has finally returned. And I could not be any more happy of the fact that this show is finally back. And yes, listen, I actually did do a Dr. Stone season 1 review in its entirety. That's somewhere on the channel. You can look that up in one of my playlists. I'll probably put in my playlist at the end of the video. But yes, I've talked about Dr. Stone in the past. Again, just covering season 1. But season 2 obviously, was highly anticipated, and today was the release day. Now you're obviously wondering, Dr. Stone has been, out today for like quite a while. Now the reason why I did not get this video up earlier is one, I had school literally at the time when Dr. Stone releases. Like legit, the moment I wake up, I'm already in school online. So like either I was watching it kind of in between school, even though I shouldn't be doing that, or in between class, but yeah, I did that. I watched the episode, and essentially I'm not actually supposed to be alone. I actually have a co-host, the Red Wolf. If you've been on my channel before, you know who he is. He was supposed to be on the video doing the review with me, but because of things that were caught up in his personal life, he couldn't make this week's video. I envision he'll probably be back next Thursday for the next review of Dr. Stone. But yes, I cannot wait, and let's talk about it. Now, there is also one thing I have to say for people of Dr. Stone who don't know. Now, this season, compared to last season, is going to be a trickle down in terms of episodes. Last season, if I remember, had 25 episodes in season 1. It's already been confirmed that this season is only going to have 11 episodes. So if there are people out there wondering how long season 2 is going to be, it's only going to be 11 episodes. Yes, that sucks because that's definitely like a lot of episodes compared to season 1 that, we're getting here. But hey, I'm guessing they want to focus on the Stone Wars arc, like really focusly, and just put the focus on this. And season 1, it was a good season. It was kind of the intro to what we're getting here. So I'll be shocked if they make a season 3 of Dr. Stone, if they'll keep it around those 11 to 12, maybe 13 episode, levels, where it's just going to be like, seasonal anime that just comes out with, 13, 11 episodes. But I'm glad that Dr. Stone's back, and let's talk about it because it's been a while since we've seen our characters and stuff like that. Now, the episode actually starts off with Jin telling the kids in the kingdom, or in the village of science, essentially how Senku and the others got there. Again, it's just a quick refresher because Dr. Stone hasn't been on air for quite a while. So obviously, for people who haven't seen it in a while, and again, if you're somehow watching Dr. Stone season 2 before you watch the first season, okay, he essentially gives a quick rundown of some events that took place in season 1. Not all of them, but essentially, a quick point A to quick point B and stuff like that. Now, another thing I also got to say here is, Dr. Stone might not be everybody's cup of tea because they really only focus on the science aspect. And yes, obviously the title says Stone Wars, but I really barely think I think Dr. Stone isn't going to be like your battle shonen. Like, yes, in season 1, there were like fights, but not all the time there were fights. Like, it was just mostly focused on the science because that's what this anime is about. So again, if you're not going to be, if you come to watch Dr. Stone, whether you're a newbie or if you've been shaky since season 1 and you're thinking you're going to get like, One Piece, Dragon Ball, Naruto, any other battle shonen type of battles, because this is titled Stone Wars, I'm just gonna tell you, you're probably not going to get that, and you might as well just drop the series if you're thinking you're gonna get that. This strictly focuses about science and stuff like that, and what Senku is going to do to, I guess, overcome Tsukasa's kingdom of, I guess, strength and stuff like that. So yeah, so one of the things Senku does come up with, and essentially, you know, the one reason that he feels like could change the tide of this war, or this, well, war, yes, is the fact that Senku comes with the idea like, let's make some, you know, space food. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, and this is the one thing about Dr. Stone that I love, because you just have just a brainiac and a freaking 15-year-old kid, Senku, and he's just coming up with all these types of things. And I'm like, bruh, sometimes you don't even know what he's gonna do. And it's like, bruh, why are you using the dang space food and stuff like that? And then it comes into all this freaking, you know, sciencey things that I'm like, dude, I don't even know. And I'm like, it's funny because I'm doing my notes. I'm like, I'm not putting all these freaking sciencey crap in because I would not know how to explain this. And that's the one thing about Dr. Stone I like. It's like, oh, that's so cool. You can learn actual science stuff. But by the time you end the episode off, it's like, oh shit, I just forgot everything he just talked about. So I'm totally not gonna remember what that is. Anyways, the reason why Senku comes up with the space food idea is because right now it's winter time in the show going on, and he states essentially that Tsukasa doesn't want to attack in the winter time because he wants obviously more men, and mostly because fighting in cold weather would be hell. And trust me, you can look in past history when there was so many wars going on in the cold, because, you know, you'd probably have people dying not only just because of war, but because of just temperatures and weathers and stuff like that, especially if they sleep overnight and stuff like that. So yeah. Now he goes on to say the space food will be something that is warm for the allies to eat, so it can keep them rejuvenated, keep them up, hyperactive, and ready to go just in case something comes up and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, what they do to do this, they do the thing from the ramen stuff, and instead of making the ramen typically, what they do is they freeze the ramen essentially in this igloo after, you know, doing everything they need to do. And essentially, by doing this method, after heating it up, after using, I forgot the device they were using. They were using this device after heating it up. It essentially looked like it made, in the way they portrayed it, it essentially looked like they made it instant ramen, essentially like that. So that was pretty cool and stuff like that. Now, the machine, the machine, what it was called, was a freeze dry machine and stuff like that. So that's what they did and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's kind of what they did. That's kind of how they made their space food thing. So again, I don't know the details and how to explain everything. Heck, I was barely just like, I don't understand the logic, but okay. Now we do get an interesting, nice little discussion between Rui and Senku. The fact that Rui knows that there's going to be an ongoing war coming on between her people and obviously Tsukasa's people. But the one thing, you know, Rui doesn't want to see is essentially bloodshed and people essentially dying and stuff like that. But Senku kind of, I would say, reassures her, saying, listen, what we're going to do, it's not going to involve killing anybody. If not, I'm not going to go that far and stuff like that. And he goes on to reassure, like, look, the reason why we're doing this is because, listen, we're just here to capture the freaking cave that holds the revival fluid to break people out of their, you know, stone state. Obviously, we know that Tsukasa is breaking the weak people who are encased in stone and releasing the strong people and stuff like that. So, yeah. Now, this is also when he tells the others, like, listen, I have complete trust about Taiju and Yuzuriha, of the fact that, listen, I know I can trust these guys. They're strong in their own ways, and, you know, they're alive. They've been alive this long, so I figure I can trust them, and I know that I have their back, or I can have their backs, or they have my backs, essentially, and stuff like that. So, yeah. Now, Jin actually comes, it's nighttime at this point in the episode, and Jin comes into Senku's room, and he comes up with an idea by saying he has a plan to save people from losing their lives, essentially save a lot of people. Essentially, what we find out is, since he's the crafty magician he is, he can essentially mimic like people's voices, well, mostly a girl's voice and stuff like that. So what he's going to try to do is they're going to try to tell a lie using Lillian's, having Jen be like using Lillian's voice. And essentially what they're going to do is they're going to tell a little white lie to the people in Tsukasa's group with the fact like, Tsukasa's been like lying to you this entire time. The United States, they actually, did not get hit by what we're hit. And they have all the technology and stuff like that. And their whole plan is, well, when they hear that, they're eventually going to turn on Tsukasa because they're going to be like, whoa. You said like there was nothing else. There was no technology or nothing. And these people, they're saying these people have technology over here? Man, what the heck? And the plan is to get them to turn on Tsukasa and essentially have it to where Tsukasa's done. But, the funny thing, I was like, okay, that seems like a legit good plan. But I'm like, wait, there'll be a catch to this. And the whole thing is, when did they figure out freaking you're lying to them? And then it's like, when did they just change back to force and be like, so you bullshitted us? Now, it's funny because later in that same discussion, they brought it up, like, because after, because Chrome gets on in the conversation, which I did like that scene where him, Senku, and Jin gave the like 3 bro fists essentially, because that was really nice. I liked the dynamic. Jin is honestly, from season 1, was one of my favorite characters. Like, he's not only funny, but he helps out in his own ways and stuff like that. So yeah, but I like their little bromance right there. But the plan, I guess, if it's effective and can work and actually trick those people, we'll see. But knowing Tsukasa, he's smarter than he looks. He isn't just a dumb brute like we know in all these other shows and, and stuff like that. He's actually legit smart. So I don't think, that plan will work out, but hey, it could. So, we just never know. Dr. Stone's going to throw us for a loop, eventually. But, that's what seems like to be the plan. And it's funny because the one thing is like Jen telling Senku, like, we're gonna go to hell for this. And it's funny, after Senku hears the damn plan, he's like, shit, we really are gonna go to hell for this, which is freaking funny and stuff like that. So yeah, now the last bit of the episode, it goes on to talk about Homura, who's the scout for Tsukasa's army, and essentially the fact that they can't do nothing or move anywhere and get to where they need to do, which is giving the cell phone or the phone to obviously, Taiju and Yuzuriha, so they can talk within the kingdom and stuff like that. Now, essentially what they do to kind of throw Homura off the, I guess, balance and make sure she's unsure is Senku says he's gonna use a secret gadget to turn her to their side and stuff like that. So I don't know if they have an idea on maybe convincing her to join their side. I feel like they could go that direction. So yeah, essentially what they do to end the episode off is to kind of distract her and make sure she doesn't see what's going on. They make out of these like deer skins, like essentially these bombs, and Senku calls it like sonic boom, but I just called it the sonic boom bombs. And essentially, the last bit of the episode detonates, and that's where the episode ends off, and it's, says Stone Wars the beginning, which is the title of the episode. But this episode was pretty good. A nice intro to see our characters we haven't seen in quite a while. So yeah, and like I said, I'm here just to see all the signs and stuff and see how Senku's gonna get over this. They did show, I'm guessing, what is the opening. The opening seems pretty cool. I don't know, I'm gonna have to listen to it more, but I actually do like it compared to the other openings. I have to listen to the other openings though, because I haven't heard it in quite a while. But I enjoyed the opening, and when I saw in the opening, like, bruh, they're gonna have a fucking tank, I'm like, what the hell is going on? I shouldn't be watching this opening, but when I saw the opening, or the end credits opening, how they do with every other anime, they typically put the ending, the opening and the ending. But so the fact that in that opening they pulled up with a freaking tank in it, I'm like, oh, we're having tanks up in here? I need to know how Senku's building a tank. So this was good. I can't wait to see more Dr. Stone. Again, like I said, Typically, you're going to probably get your Dr. Stone reviews going forward, more than likely in the evening. Again, I'll see, hopefully next week, my co-host can get on and review the episode alongside me. He's going to do it this week because things came up, but I enjoyed this episode, and I can't wait for more Dr. Stone. Again, there's only going to be 11 episodes, so we got 10 more episodes left this season. Yeah, so if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section, are you excited for Dr. Stone return? Again, do not post spoilers in the comment section regarding anything in the future about the manga and what's going on in the future of Dr. Stone, because I'm only an anime-only viewer, so I know nothing about the future after this arc. So please, for all, nits and bits in my respect, as well as other people's and other viewers' respect, please do not put spoilers in the comment section. So yeah, hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Dr. Stone content. So till then, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night or day or whenever you're checking out this video, and hopefully you guys are staying safe out there. So till then, guys, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.